this another try here. Hope I got audio. Give this another try. Yeah, we do. We do. Give it a minute to get a notification out there. Metalhead Hippie live in 30 minutes. My God. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I tried to do this afternoon and it didn't work. No data. No data. Okay, what happened? Oh, okay. We're going. Just hasn't shown up yet. Unlisted. Okay, I finally figured it out. No longer unlisted. Delisted. Check, check, check. Delisted. Tried to do this afternoon and didn't get anywhere. Somebody's out there. Who out there? We're gonna clean and fix up this one now. The thin line. Billy Breeze, how you doing? I worked on my white telly this afternoon. I tried to do it and kept getting phone calls. Mr. Hammett's guitar pick. Hello, Mr. Hammett's guitar pick. Well, what kind of pick are you? Are you thin, medium, or heavy? This is a 1970s, made in Japan, Crestline. Hey, R. King. Crestline guitar. As you can see, part of the logo. I wish that logo up there was intact. It's partially missing over here. It was actually kind of a cool badge logo, but it's Crestline, made in Japan, made in Japan, in the 70s. This is a thin line. It looks like some kind of ash, but would have been a wood, you know, a Japanese wood, I guess, or something. It is not. I have always sworn that this top is not a piece of plywood. It's hard to say. It's actually really dirty in there. But the strings are rusty. And the funny thing about this guitar is it's like a 7 1/4 inch neck. So got some tuner action going. Stoner Dave, how you doing? Stoner Dave, picks make a big difference. I found that if I'm doing something like I can't use a thin pick. It's too sloppy. You can't get, it won't play the notes. Hey Squire, we're going to do it again, only this time we're going to work on my thin line, my fake thin line, my 1970s Crestline, made in Japan thin line. This neck is a 7 1/4 inch radius, and it's real thin, narrow, so to speak, compared to, you know, my other guitars. So, like I did before, I'm going to loosen the strings up a little bit before I cut them so I don't get poked in the eye, even though I got glasses on. Just loosen them up. For a 70s guitar, this is really, really a good guitar. Always wanted to learn to play guitar, have a lot of friends who play it, but don't stick with it after high school. You know, get yourself a guitar, chances are you'll go far if you can make a sound sort of mellow. guitar with my knees here. I don't use a bench. I don't have a bench in here. I don't have room for a bench in here. Ain't no bench in here. Ain't gonna be no bench in here. Not for changing strings, at least. The white telly came out really nice and clean and feels a lot better with new strings on it. And this guitar's got a lot of stuff on it that, you know, like rust on the bridge and stuff that just isn't gonna come off. You're not gonna get rid of it. Layla's Guitar Daddy, hello. Mr. Hammett, I like the heavier picks myself. I do like a little bit of a thinner pick when I'm strumming an acoustic guitar, because then my hand doesn't wear out so fast, and that's all. But I usually use anywhere between, like, well, for a long time I use these black ice picks, and they are 0.8 millimeter, 80 millimeter. A lot of times I'll use something like this that is a Delrin or a Tortex that is 71 or something like that. But then I bought the carbon fiber picks that are 1 millimeter, I do believe. Let me get rid of these string ends and I'll tell you. The Max Grip Jazz 2, Dunlop USA. It doesn't say, but it's a thick pick. So I got everything off here. I've got the Dunlop 65 polish. Gonna polish it up. I wish I had a Q-tip. Ah, there's a Q-tip. See, you use a Q-tip to get the tight spots down here and up in here and anywhere in between there where, you know, it's hard to get something in there. So I use a Q-tip. This guitar's been sitting back there for quite a while. I'll show it to you. It's extremely scarred. I bought this in a pawn shop. There's still the sticker in it that says $59. And I ended up getting the guy to sell it to me for $45. And that was kind of a dick move, maybe, but not really, because I was buying some other stuff from him too, and I was buying a lot of tools from him that he had in there, and I know for a fact that he got this guitar from somebody and probably might have even got it free, or got it in a lot of stuff, you know, like he bought out an estate or something, and And Crestline, if you look up Crestline, I've got a Crestline acoustic hanging up there that I bought at another local pawn shop. They were only distributed through Grossman Music in Cleveland, Ohio, and they came from the, I believe, Fujigen plant in Japan, but it might have been Matsumuko. Ha ha ha. Not yet in Ohio, Dave. We're not. Not yet. But this guitar actually had like dents and dings in it that had what looked like road tar. G-Man. Yeah, this one's a thin line copy, and it's got humbuckers, and they are DeArmonds, because I've been in there and looked, and they are DeArmond pickups from the 70s. So I don't know if that makes that much difference, but Lord, this thing is grimy. You know, and I try to wipe stuff off that are dents and stuff in the finish. I try to wipe stuff off that aren't going to come off. And if you can see, there are huge scratches in the white pick guard. And, you know, there's rust on the bridge. I know what I can touch these pickups up with a little bit. Believe it or not, folks, polish your chrome with a little dab of, you can't see it, but it's Colgate toothpaste. Will actually brighten chrome up. You don't use a lot. And it makes it smell minty fresh. It really does. Yeah, it's amazing. It takes that crap right off. Unbelievable. Man, if the Colgate toothpaste does that, imagine what some denture cream would do. I got to approve that message, Dave. John Landino, how you doing? Hey man, this is the best $45 guitar I ever got. I've told this story before. My main Strat, my 94 Mexico Strat, in 94 is the year they had the fire, and they were sending parts from California to Mexico to put out guitars. I found it at Guitar Center, and I couldn't believe it was only 149 bucks. And I asked one of the guys, and he goes, well, our sales manager thinks it's a fake. And so I said, okay. So I bought the guitar. I don't have it out here. I don't have it out right now to show you. I bought the guitar. It's my main Strat. And I had played it there, but hadn't noticed at the time when I was buying it, because like I was so thrilled with finding it. I didn't notice that the tone knobs didn't work. The only thing that worked was the volume knob. So I get it home and I'm playing it, and the only thing that works is the volume knob. And I take the pick guard off and look under there, and they're disconnected. and there's all this fancy wiring in there. And a card that says Dutch's Guitar Hospital, Bedford, Ohio, with a phone number. So I call old Dutch up, and Dutch happens to be a local prominent guitar fixer guy, and I described the guitar to him, and he goes, I absolutely remember that guitar. You stole it. He goes, the guy that owned it owned a ton of equipment, and he passed away, and his father took all his stuff to Guitar Center, and Guitar Center bought the whole lot out for 10 grand, and then started piecing the stuff out. He goes, that guitar is a 94 Fender made in Mexico that he brought to me that I modded, did about $300 worth of work on the guitar for him. He goes, and he was laughing. He was literally laughing. He goes, you just bought that guitar for $150, man. He goes, you stole it. And Detroit Wrecker, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, dude? Hey, Detroit, if you saw what happened to me today, trying to go live, the minute I went live, the phone started ringing. I had to run over because they're having problems. I had to go over there. 11 o'clock last night, I got a phone call. I had to go unplug a toilet. At 11 o'clock, I had to leave the house and go over and plunge a toilet. And it's I'm not dodging you, dude. We'll get together. As a matter of fact, I'll be around tomorrow most of the day. Yeah, I'll just be sitting here waiting to get called. But anyway, that was how I got my main Strat. Now I'm putting on here again, like I did today, these Musicians Gear 9 to 42 guitar strings. These are like $229 a set. And I got that $50 gift card from Mitch Heyman and Don Smith from Mitch Heyman's Guitar Channel. And I won their little trivia contest, and they gave me a $50 gift certificate to Guitar Musician's Friend. And I bought strings. And for $22, I got 10 sets of strings. I got 5 sets of 9s and 5 sets of 10s. And you know, if I'm not super picky about strings, I usually use Ernie Balls mostly, or D'Addario, whichever Musician's Friend has the best deal on at the time is what I'll buy. But like, especially if, say, you're doing work on guitars for people, and especially kids and students, and they want you to set up their guitar and restring it, and you ask them what kind of strings they want, they'll always say, well, what are the cheapest ones? Right? Hey, I appreciate it, Detroit. I truly do. Okay, so you see I got my handy dandy tuner up there. C, D, so once I get all the strings on here, I'll stretch these out real good. So now I'll put this E, the low E, on. Just the thing I do. I start with the bottom E, then do the top E, or I do the high E, then I do the low E, high E and low E, then then a B-E, then an A, then a G, then a D. I start on the high one, go to the low one, and then alternate and work myself to the middle where the D string is my last one that I put on. So we'll get the low E on. But I wouldn't use these strings exclusively. But, you know, maybe one of you guys knows this. I've heard that all the strings, they're all made in the same factory somewhere. And I don't think it's America. No, I do not. But I've bought elixirs a couple times, and they do last a hell of a long time. I mean, some people say they last years. I never got anything. I mean, to last years, and I could say that they were absolutely 100% or anything. But oh, F, I went by it. Okay, so we'll go to the B string. But like I said, I usually use the Ernie Ball. Ernie Ball strings are my go-to, but you know, sometimes D'Addario has a better deal. Because I usually buy 10 sets at a time. So if you can get them, if you can spend like 40 some bucks, 45 bucks or something like that, and buy 10 sets, and Ernie Ball is usually buy 10, get 2 free. So you get a dozen sets of strings for less than 50 bucks. That's a pretty damn good deal in my estimation. So, back in the day, I used guitar strings to cut out car windshields. Ha ha ha. Yes. I used to use a low E string one time. I had a 67 AMC it was a 67 AMC. What the hell was the name of that car? Why am I blanking out on this car? It had a 343 engine in it. Javelin. I had a 67 AMC Javelin. And we were coming back from Cleveland. And the throttle cable on the carburetor, from the gas pedal to the carburetor, it frayed off at the gas pedal. And we were stuck, right? On the freeway. And let me get off that. gas pedal was frayed. And I opened up the hood and saw where it connected onto the carburetor, the throttle, and that it was loose and pulling out. And I grabbed it and I pulled it out of that casing. It was like the brake on a bicycle, the cable in a bicycle, and it's got that plastic housing or rubber housing. I knew exactly what to do immediately. I opened up my guitar case. I pulled out an E string, a low E string, strung it through there, got underneath, tied it to the, I wrapped it around the throttle because it went through a hole. And I just put it through and then brought it back and put it the end through the eyeball of the eyeball of the end string end. Went down that cable housing. It popped out underneath the dash by the gas pedal. I just took it and wrapped it around there and wrapped it around a bunch of times and drove home. It was like the slickest thing I ever did ever. And the next day when I woke up, I did a little better job. I did it again and did a little better job of it, but that's how that car stayed until I wrecked it. And it got, I actually had to surrender it to pay the frickin' tow and lot fees. No, you won't do that on today's cars, dude. This was a 67 Javelin. And I bought it for $400 in like 1980, 82 or 83. Then after that, I got a 74 Dodge Charger. See, as you get tension on the neck, adding strings, everything. Usually I can change strings in like minutes, but since I'm bullshitting and messing around here. Oh yeah, I've got a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica. Anything goes wrong on that, I have no idea what to do. None. Light comes on, tells me something's messed up. I can't even change the tire. I don't even know how to jack it up. I have to call a tow truck. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, it had a 343 in it. No, it had a 343. That car was freaking awesome. It was a 4-speed. The car itself was pretty beat up. Like it had a lot of Bondo on it, and the paint was shit. But it was still a 67 Javelin that could have really, somebody with the know-how could have really, really done something with that car. I had a 69 GTO that just frickin' fell apart on me, and I ended up just junking it because I didn't know enough about cars to do that. You know, I was no kind of body man or anything. You know, this guitar has a string tree on both the E and B and the G and D. And I took that G and D string tree off once. And I can't remember, it was a long time ago. I can't remember exactly why it didn't work out. But I ended up putting it back on. And if I have a Strat, I always take that string tree off the G and the D. If there is one, I always take that off, and I never have a problem. And I think I took it off my other Cully too. Yeah, it only came with one. It only came with one. This one's got a string tree on the G and the D, and I took it off one time, and this is it, last string, the D string. Put some hair around it and you'll find it. So I had to put the string tree back on. I can't remember if it was a tuning issue or a buzzing issue, what it was. But I figured, well, it wasn't doing that before I took it off, so I just put it back on. Figured that was the easiest fix. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Right? Well, let's see here. How do you guys like my on-screen tuner? Okay, so what we'll do, we'll tune everything up one time. Tune it up one time. No creaking or clinking so far. If it's going to creak or clink, it's going to do it on this B string. Watch. Oh, the red and white seats. I remember those. I knew a guy that collected them, and he collected the AMXs. Oh. Okay, now we're gonna stretch the hell out of them. Yeah, the AMX. And I take the strings and I just go like this. I grab it like that and put my thumb and just stretch it, do the next one, and they'll go a half step flat, but you're stretching it out enough to get the stretchy out. Sometimes they go more than a half step or a whole step flat. Sometimes they go like really flat. Now the unwound strings, it's a little painful. You know, I worked construction almost my whole life, and the worst thing about not working is your hands getting soft. And you don't realize, hey, Dave's Guitar Channel, hey man. Hey Dave, ain't you live? Okay, I've stretched them. Let's do it again. Ooh, that really stretched. I have to do it again. You know, just get them close. Let's tune with a little cleaner tune. It's just the mic picking up the Prince Vince. Few cents off. Nelson, how you doing? Prince Vince, he said a few cents off. I thought a day late and a dollar short. Did I actually say it, or did I just think about it and I didn't actually say it? This is like the guitar that Daryl Hall plays on live at Daryl's house. Now, I'm not sure if he's got the humbuckers or single coils, because they made a thin line with single coils too. I think. No, this is not a 72. Daryl's might be. Mine is a 1970 something made in Japan Crestline. But it's got DeArmond pickups in it. It's got the bullet, truss rod, the skunky strap, one piece neck. There's actually a fretboard. There's actually a fretboard laid on top. I'm sure it's maple on top of maple. But it's amazing, the lacquer on this neck has lasted since the 70s. No, he didn't have Strat headstock. I never saw that. Really? I gotta hear how loud the guitar is. I might turn it down. Okay. I trust you. What do you think of a 7 1/4 inch radius neck, Dave? You still here? Get rid of that noise. Sure is different, isn't it? The neck is real narrow this way, and like chords are tough. arthritis, folks. Don't get it. You know, everybody always talks about, like, what if Jimi Hendrix hadn't died? What if he'd lived? What would he be today? What if Jimmy Morrison hadn't died? What would he be today? It's like, he'd be a pathetic fucking old man is what he would be. That's exactly what he would be. Maybe a rich, pathetic fucking old man. I just caught the very end of Mitch and Don tonight. I don't think they did a giveaway tonight. Here we go. Hi, Janice. Okay, so we played it for a while. A little bit. You know, the brand new strings. That's the one that gets bent the most. That and this one. B string didn't move. E string didn't move. You know, it's hard to get it right at 0. Anyway, with this tuner. song on my channel. It's called Paisano, and I can't finger pick it anymore because of arthritis. What is it? That's it. DeArmond. I believe they're DeArmonds. I've had them off there. It's stamped on the back. They're good for this, Dave. See, they feed back big time. Hey, Ryan from the Midwest. If I'd have known you guys were going to come in, I would have used StreamYard so you could all come ridicule me. I was just changing the strings on this old guitar. Seeing if it stays in tune. was showing this guitar, Ryan. This is a 1970 something Crestline made in Japan, Fender thin line copy, and they were only Crestline was only distributed through Grossman Music in Cleveland, Ohio, and they were, I believe, the Fujigen plant. But there's not a lot of info. And I've got this one, and I've got an old Crestline acoustic. And I actually found this guitar in a pawn shop for $59, and I got him to sell it to me for $45. No, it's not a 72 Deluxe thin line. I told you it's a Crestline. Copy, but I mean, it's really good wood. I swear to God, this top is not plywood. It's dirty and hard to see, but I believe I've confirmed this before over the years. It is not plywood. It is a solid top, a solid piece of whatever this Japanese ash is. It's in pretty good shape. It's like the pick guard. You can't see it on this camera, but the pick guard's a mess. It's got a lot of scratches on it and stuff. The bridge has tarnish. I mean, it's a genuine relic. I remember when I first got it, it was about 10 years ago. I had to loosen the truss rod up and just keep waiting and waiting for the neck to relieve. And it finally did, thank God. And then I tightened it up a little bit and straightened it out a little bit. It's probably got a little, no, I don't think it's got too much relief, because it doesn't buzz out anywhere. My fingers buzz out. Like to play the guitar, take your money home in a jar, from a coffee house or a job, or would you rather get a job? A job is the thing that makes us get out of bed. You work every day until you're dead. Your back is breaking and your brain is numb. You just can't wait until the weekend comes, and if you don't like to beg or steal and rob, probably have to get a job. It's playing through my Vox DA5 5-watt modeling amp. You can run it on 1 watt, 5 watts, or 1/2 watt. It gives you 3 choices. I got the full 5, man. It's a modeling amp. Here's clean 1, clean 2, blues 1, blues 2, blues 3 that I use a lot. Here is crunch 1. Crunch 2 I like. Then it's got the high gain one that I like. Then it's got, this is going to feed back high gain 2, high gain 3, and drive. There, I just played every Status Quo song ever. They're not, Dave. They're not. That's why I only play it at home. How hard is it to pot a pickup? Detroit Record can tell me. Wish I could finger pick. I can't do it anymore. My fingers are dead. You know, Dave, I don't know why I'd even bother. It's not worth the, There you go. You can actually hear the tone wood, goddammit. You learn to throw your voice. It's nothing I would ever use out, Dave, or, you know, anything with it. It's just for having fun playing at home, so why bother? Leave them unpotted. Leave it the way it came. Sometimes it's fun to go, oh, now it ain't gonna do it. Alright, it doesn't feed back, it just squeals. It doesn't even feed back, it just squeals. Tone wax, yeah. No, I did not, Ryan from the Midwest. They're a lot of money. Yeah, Dave, it's just a squeal. It's not feedback. It won't feed back. I'm sure I could make it feed back if I put it through my Blues Junior and cranked it up. I could make it feed back, but it wasn't potted, yeah. Somebody told me to pack the cavity with insulation and that would take care of it. And I said, nah. They said, just get that spray foam and spray it in there and fill it up. I was like, nah. Then you're going to soak everything in there under the pick guard. You're going to soak all that shit in that foam. Ryan, my buddy got one and he loves it. And we haven't tried it ever using it playing out because he hasn't had it long enough. He got it over the winter. Well, he got it in the fall. I didn't think they were 400. I thought they were about 250. Look. Okay. Look. and I've got another stack of amps in another room. I'm not buying any more amps. Even, you know, I wanted to get like a 10 or 15 watt Fender amp that I could crank up all the way and just have fun with. And it didn't even have to be a good one. Just something I could crank up and have fun with. Towards the door. Now I gotta move my tuner. I have to move my window capture. Oh, he capture window. Oh, yeah. And we also have this guy, Mr. Funnyface. Make him a little smaller. Put him over there. Bring him down one. There we go. $270. What a bargain. Been hanging around Mitch too much. Well, Ryan, I got to admit, I do like the tuner thing. I do dig the tuner. Being able to put a tuner up there. So when I'm doing a live stream and somebody goes, "You're out of tune," I can go, only by a couple cents. Message held for review. Evil White Clown Punk. Get a good hooker for $270. She better be good. You know, Mitch was the one that got me to use OBS. He's the one that showed me how to use the green screen. So let me tell you, people have found a new way. Tired of all this talk about love. There ain't no way around it, there ain't nothing to say. Gonna satisfy my soul deep inside. All you players and surveyors, keep the whole place uptight while it keeps on getting darker outside. I'm a space cowboy, bet you weren't ready for that. I'm a space cowboy, I'm sure you know where it's at, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen to this line. Slow down, showdown, lost and found, turn around, some boys in their military shirts. I keep my eye on the thighs, on the low falling skies, and I don't let my friends get hurt. All you backwoods schemers, all you Star Trek dreamers, better find something new to see. They're the same old stories, they're the same old crimes. You got some heavy dues to pay. I'm a space cowboy, bet you weren't ready for that. I'm a space cowboy, traveling through space since the moment that I first realized what all you fast-talking cats would do if you could. You know I'm ready for the final surprise. There ain't no way around it, there ain't nothing to say. Gonna satisfy my soul deep inside. The same old story, there's the same old crime. Got some little news for me, yeah. I'm a space cowboy. I bet you weren't ready for that. I'm a space cowboy. I'm sure you know where it's at, yeah, yeah, yeah. Space cowboy. That's the lead. Okay. 24 hours to go. I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Put me on a wheelchair, put me on a plane. Hurry, 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 before I go insane. I can't control my fingers and I can't control my brain. Oh, 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 oh. That was the lead. All right. All right. I'm going to show you the damn ant. It is a Vox DA5 with all this shit on top. It's got the different models. Clean, clean 2, blues 1, blues 2, blues 3, crunch, crunch 2, high gain 1, high gain 2, high gain 3, drive. It's got all these effects: auto wah, compressor, compressor phaser, compressor chorus, chorus delay, chorus and reverb, flanger and reverb, tremolo and reverb, rotary reverb, delay or reverb. And you can use tap tempo. Come on, guitar, turn on. So let me put it on delay. You can use tap tempo. And it gives you the amount. And it's got gain, tone, and master. And on the back, it's got a line out headphone jack. It's got an auxiliary in 1/8 inch stereo jack. And then it's also got an input right here that is for a microphone, a high impedance mic with a volume. And it will also run on 6 or 8 C-cell batteries. But that function stopped working. And I had one of these before that. And that function stopped working in that amp too. And that amp's actually about $150. It's an expensive little fucker. And it'll go from 5 watts to 1 watt to a half watt. And actually what you're hearing, you're hearing it lined out to a really old 15-watt 1x8 PV Blazer. Let me unplug the Blazer. All right, now you're hearing the Vox. And it's almost all the way up. Yeah. So when it sounds like a Honeytone amp. So I line it into the PV Blazer. So it's actually very deceiving. It's that this little Vox amp, it works like a decent preamp through if you didn't want to use pedals and you just wanted to set that amp up on top of your Deluxe or your DeVille and run into that and run that into the DeVille, then you can use all the effects off the Vox and they sound as good as any pedal. Or even into a PA. Alright guys, I duly appreciate it. I thank everybody for showing up. Next time I do one, the reason I did it this way was because I wanted to be able to use OBS and so that you had halfway decent audio on the guitar and not just running through the mic into StreamYard or YouTube, which don't handle guitar audio well at all. And because, I was stringing the guitar up and had the tuner up there and everything. And I just, I wanted to do that. So, I thank everybody for stopping out. And let me get one of my favorites up here. Dave, John, G-Man, Evil, Ryan, Janice, all you people, so cool of you to stop by my humble stream. We'll put that right there. Let that go for a while. That's one of my favorites right there. Gil, thanks for stopping by, Gil. John Landino, who else was in here? Detroit Wrecker was here. Janice. Nelson, you all know who you are, right? You all know who he is, our king. Stoner Dave, the Layla's guitar guy. You all know who you is, you at. And see you on the flip side.